The Clinton campaign is busy vetting potential running mates, but New York Times columnist Frank Bruni predicts Hillary Clinton's vice presidential choice will not matter. Bruni wrote this weekend that Clinton, quote, has been on Americans' TV screens and in their brains for so long now that she's like email or ATMs. It's hard to remember daily life before her. Opinions of her are fixed, emotions are ossified. Frank Bruni is with us in Studio 57 this morning. Frank, happy 4th.
Happy 4th to you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you all.
So you say it doesn't matter. I mean, is this for, you think, for Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump as well?
Yeah, I think for both of them, you're talking about two of the largest and most polarizing personalities who've run for president. I think voters' opinions of them are pretty much fixed and are centered on them, not any choice they're going to make right now.
But if it's somebody for Hillary Clinton like Elizabeth Warren, who is a name out there, a lot of people have strong opinions one way or the other. If it's somebody like Chris Christie for Donald Trump, same thing. They got to have some impact.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a very important choice, obviously, in the sense that this person could inherit the presidency. It's a very important choice because this person should ideally be an effective partner in governing. But there's just not a lot of evidence, if you look back at recent decades and at the outcome of presidential elections, there's not a lot of evidence that the running mate tilted the outcome in a meaningful way.
Specifically with Hillary Clinton, she has seen so much criticism lately with the FBI email inquiry, also the Benghazi report. Couldn't somebody that she picks kind of help her here, pivot away from some of these controversies?
I personally don't think so. I mean, you've just mentioned those controversies. Those are further examples of how she has been in the public eye for so long, at the center of so many controversies. I think at this point, people either trust her or they don't trust her. And I don't think this one decision, choosing a running mate, is going to be an aha moment for voters where they say, oh, now I understand her in a way I never did before. There's been so much evidence up until now.
Specifically Elizabeth Warren, though, we saw them together recently in a very fiery event. Could she be a risk for Hillary Clinton?
I think she could be a risk in the sense that Elizabeth Warren, to her credit, is seen as someone who's very much a creature of her convictions, who doesn't compromise, who doesn't bend easily. How does she become a running mate? How does she, I mean, the principal criterion for a running mate is someone who can bite his or her tongue very well and very frequently, and defer to the person at the top of the ticket. I don't know that that's going to be an easy job or an easy fit for Elizabeth Warren.
The big Trump potential VP names circulating around right now are Mike Pence, Indiana governor, who we met with over the weekend,
right.
Newt Gingrich, as well as Chris Christie. What are we to make of the Trump search, and what do you think he's looking for?
Well, the first thing we're to make of it is those three people are on the list because they're among the few who haven't said no thank you before Donald Trump even said.
A lot of them said no thanks right at the beginning, right?
In so many ways, we're living through an extraordinary presidential campaign, but in this way, too. I've never seen in my lifetime, and I doubt any of you have in yours, a situation where the leading candidates for vice president, under any other circumstances, have almost all come out and said, I do not want the job. I mean, that's how polarizing Donald Trump is. That's how risky it is seen by them to campaign with him and possibly go down with him.
Those are three older white males again.
Not only three older white males, but Chris Christie's approval rating in New Jersey is down below 30%. Newt Gingrich's approval rating when he ended his 2012 presidential campaign was below 30%. These are not only other white males, they're people who are as negatively viewed as Donald Trump. It would be some sort of reverse psychology like we've never seen.
Is there anyone out there, though, that could make or break this election campaign for either candidate? A lot of people talk about Sarah Palin and how much damage she did to John McCain's campaign. Do you see anyone out there that could completely just wipe a candidate?
Well, I think Sarah Palin is evidence that you can make a choice so disastrous that it can move the needle. Now, importantly, Sarah Palin did not cost John McCain that election. That election was about much bigger forces and dynamics. I don't see Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton making a mistake on the magnitude of Sarah Palin. I think everyone learned a lesson there.
All right. Frank Bruni, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Frank.